Hey guys, Zach here, and welcome back to another action figure review, and today we'll be taking a look at the MonsterArts Super Mechagodzilla. Now, Super Mechagodzilla comes from the 1993 film Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2, which, honestly, in my opinion, I'd say it's my least favorite out of the Heisei movies. Now, it's still an enjoyable movie, but I think the scenes with the humans interacting with Godzilla Jr. is really kind of stupid to me, but anyway, that's just me. Feel free to disagree. If you like those scenes, then good for you. But as a whole, I still think that Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2 is still an enjoyable movie, but yeah, I could have done without all of the Godzilla Jr. and human interactions, but yeah. Anyway, Mechagodzilla 2 as a whole is honestly my favorite incarnation of Mechagodzilla, because he was the first one to actually kill Godzilla. Because 74, the original Mechagodzilla, couldn't kill Godzilla, and Kiryu didn't kill Godzilla either. He just badly injured him on his chest and trapped him in the ocean. Super Mechagodzilla actually managed to kill Godzilla in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2. Granted, Godzilla managed to come back, but at the same time, he still killed Godzilla one way or another, so yeah. Anyway, Mechagodzilla 2 is my favorite incarnation of Godzilla, so yeah. Godzilla. My favorite incarnation of Mechagodzilla. There we go. So, yeah. Anyway, with all that out of the way, let's take a quick look at the packaging. And starting off with the front of the box, we have a nice picture of the figure right here. MonsterArts Super Mechagodzilla, Bandai, Tamashii Nations, Godzilla 2017, and Mechagodzilla right here. We have, I believe, Bandai Collector Shop. For some reason I thought that said Bluefin, but that's because I'm reading this from very far away, so yeah. Anyway, on the other side we have the back end of Mechagodzilla 2, MonsterArts Super Mechagodzilla. On the other side, we have Super Mechagodzilla again, with another picture of the figure here. And on the back, we can see the figure in dynamic poses and some information, or not really information, but just like some bits of information like under here and whatnot. And the reason why I have the box at an angle is because this box is a little reflective, so yeah, there's going to be a lot of glare on this, and as you can see here, yeah, I know that's not really the best shot, but that's the best I can do without, you know, this, so yeah, I do apologize for that. And anyway, underneath, we just have a picture of the figure here and some legal information, and that's pretty much it for the packaging. First, we'll take a look at the accessories, and the accessories are just add-ons for the figure. So what we have are a pair of alternate hands, so you can recreate flying mode. And these look nice on the figure, but we'll talk about how to put them on later on. We have these things right here that go on Garuda. We have a swappable belly piece, which I don't really have, you know, any reason to put on, but that's just me. And we have an alternate back piece, so yeah. We'll talk about all these in greater detail later on, but first, we'll take a quick look at Garuda. And Garuda looks very nice. He's on a stand right now, which, by the way, this figure does come with a stand, but it's only for Garuda. It's not for Mechagodzilla 2, in case you wanted to put him in flying mode, but yeah, here is Garuda, and the painting on Garuda is really nice. Most of Garuda is this metallic silver with white and black, which the white and black actually really reminds me of a space shuttle. We have G-Force painted on right there, which looks very nice. The tips are a transparent plastic, which looks nice, and it gives off that feeling that it will shoot plasma, so I do like that. And the jet engines, I believe these are what they're called, they're painted nice. In fact, the centers are a transparent plastic, but my only gripe is that they're positioned in a weird way. I don't know why that is. Instead of having them straight, they're just, you know, out like that, but yeah, you can't twist them as far as I'm concerned, so yeah, I don't know what's up with that, but yeah, that's pretty much it for the paint on Garuda. It's really nice. I really do like the paint on Garuda. It definitely gets a pass. Now I'll take a look at the articulation, and all the articulation on Garuda is basically for the transformation. So basically you just push the cockpit back like that, and you just bring the cannons down like so. And now you have the backpack mode, which isn't much right now, but we'll talk about that later on, so yeah. Anyway, for these things, this is going to be for the backpack gimmick. So basically what you want to do is you want to take off everything here. And you want to take the, I just had them, there they are, the new pieces, which are right here. And you can tell the difference by looking at the shape of them. And basically, hold on. There we go. So one is more like curved, and the other is just more like straightened out. So you can, there's a bit of a difference there, but yeah. Anyway, what you want to do is you just want to stick these on, Garuda like so. You just want to make sure that these pegs match into these holes right here. So you do that, and you do the same with the other one. And we're just going to put Garuda to this side. We're just going to put him on the stand. Oh, we can't put him on the stand, but we're just going to put Garuda to the side right now. So Garuda can go over here. Now for Mechagodzilla himself, and Mechagodzilla looks really nice. So starting off with the paint on Mechagodzilla 2, it's really nice. Most of the figure is this metallic silver, which is very reflective and honestly looks very nice. This is actually the best like mechanical paint job I've seen on a Godzilla figure in person. I know there are other, you know, Mecha Godzilla figures, but this in particular just looks really nice to me because this is the only one I have like in hand. So yeah. Actually, eventually later down the road, I might end up getting the SH MonsterArts Kiryu, but we'll just see. We'll see about that. But yeah, the eyes are painted yellow, and for the like inner elbows right here, we have bits of black, which is accurate. The claws are painted nicely and very, very neatly. It's not sloppy at all, which is something I want to point out really quickly. When I was thinking about getting an SH MonsterArts figure, I was concerned because I've heard actual horror stories about... Oh, sorry about that. I've heard actual horror stories about the paint jobs and a lot of, you know, not great things about the quality control when it comes to these figures. And when I did my unboxing video, I said that I was a little skeptical because someone on YouTube by the name of Super MarioZilla got this figure and there was a hair painted onto the figure, which really made me scared, but having the figure in hand, I can safely say that mine turned out really good. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, I don't see any paint blemishes or any defects on this whatsoever, so yeah, I am actually very happy about that. But anyway, continuing on with the paint, most of the figure, as I just said, is a metallic-y sort of silver, which looks very nice. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The paint on this figure is really good. Like, this is like the highest quality figure in terms of paint I've ever received. So, the paint definitely gets a pass. So, yeah. Now we'll take a look at the articulation, and the articulation is a little underwhelming, but it's not terrible. It's still great, but yeah. Anyway, the mouth can close and open. The head can extend. You can look up and you can push his head in to put him in the flying mode, which does look a little weird, but it's not terrible. And as I mentioned earlier, we have alternate pairs of hands. So what you'd want to do is you would just want to just very carefully, like, just kind of pull out the hands and put in the replacement hands. So I'm trying to be as careful as I can with this, so if I do look like I'm going too slow, then just keep in mind I'm trying to be as careful as humanly possible. So yeah, there's one hand. And now for the other hand, you just want to do the same. So It takes a minute, but once you get it on there, it's on there. And now all you got to do is straighten out the tail, straighten out the legs, and now he is in flying mode. And that looks nice. The only problem I have is that I wish this figure came with a flight stand so you can pose him in the air like this, but that's just me. So, yeah. Anyway, if you want to get him out of flying mode, just straighten out everything. And then replace the hands again. Make sure they are the right hands. And there you go. And that was flight mode. Again, it would have been really nice if this figure came with a flight stand, but again, that's probably just a me problem, so yeah. Anyway, continuing on with the articulation, there's a ball joint at the shoulder right here. I forgot the word for a second. I'm kind of an idiot like that, so I do apologize. But there's a bend at the elbow, and the hands are on ball joints. There's a ball joint at the waist here. The thighs are on ball joints, but they're very limited. There's a bend at the elbow, which is decent, and this figure has a pretty good kick. The figure has toe articulation, so you can kind of have him like almost like he's running, I guess. So if you want to have him like that or something like that, then go right ahead. And as I mentioned before, the tail can move a little as well. And that's pretty much it for the articulation. In terms of articulation, at least for an SH MonsterArts figure, it's a little underwhelming, but I can forgive that because the articulation we do have is still pretty good, so yeah. The articulation definitely gets a pass. Now we'll take a look at the sculpt, and the sculpt on this figure is, I'd say, perfect. There is not a single thing I do not like about the sculpt. Everything is one-to-one with the movie, and yeah, this sculpt is just perfect. So the sculpt, without a doubt, gets a pass. Now take a look at the detailing, and the detailing on this figure is really nice as well. There's not much because this figure is mechanical, but taking a look at the head, we do have some paneling on the cheeks right here, which look nice. The detailing inside the mouth is actually really good. The eyes are detailed nicely as well. We have more very nice looking paneling going down. There's a really big seam right here. I don't know why that's there, but it just is. I don't know if that was on, like, I don't know if that's screen accurate or not, but as far as I'm concerned, that's very not good looking. But yeah, anyway. The front of the figure is detailed very nicely. A lot of paneling. The arms are detailed very nicely as well, and the hands look great too. The legs are detailed very nicely as well, with nice detailing for the feet. And the underside of the feet are detailed very nicely as well. They didn't even have to do this, but they did, so yeah, that's cool on Bandai's part. And the detailing for the tail is pretty good too. And also, something I forgot to point out with the paint, the inside of these jet boosters are actually painted a darker color than the rest of the figure, which adds a lot more kind of shading to the figure, which again looks very nice. So that's one more point to the paint, which was already great to begin with, but yeah, that certainly does add a lot more. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the detailing on the figure. Again, there's not much because this is a robot and there's just a lot of paneling, but the detailing still looks very nice and very well polished, so the detailing definitely gets a pass. Now, something I forgot to point out about this figure that is interesting, but at the same time it's kind of annoying. The feet are made out of die-cast metal, which is a neat touch, I will be honest, but sometimes they can kind of drag the figure down, which is kind of a shame when you're trying to put them into flying mode, but yeah, it's whatever. Anyway, for the main event, actually, before we take a look at Super Mechagodzilla, we'll take a quick look at this belly piece. And this is the part of the review where I'm going to try to be as careful as I possibly can, because I really don't want to break this, because I paid a good chunk of money, and whenever I do try to show this off, I never break it, but I always feel like I am going to break it. So, forgive me, this might be, alright. So, yeah, all you have to do is tear Mechagodzilla 2 in half, take this out, and there you go. Now, I'm not going to put him on completely, but just to give you an idea of what he would look like, there you go. And that looks nice. A little, like, it would have been nice if there was, like, a beam to attach to that to, you know, emphasize that, like, it shoots something, but it's kind of just there, and it's really unnecessary. So that's, yeah, that's that for you. But now this is the part that I'm a little worried about, trying to get it back on, because, again, I don't want to break this thing on camera, so I'm just going to try to be as careful as possible. Just want to make sure everything's lined up. Alright. Alright. So, yeah, that's that. Now, for the main attraction. So, all you have to do for the transformation here is take out this back piece right here, which, yeah, that can come off, and replace it with this piece right here. Plug that in, and yeah. Now what you want to do is take Garuda, make sure these holes match up with these pegs right here. So just make sure that that goes in like so. Bring down the cannons, and now we have Super Mechagodzilla. And I gotta say, this looks really nice. I actually really appreciate how this looks. It's very accurate to the movie. It's very cool looking. I love it. I mean, to be honest, like, there was an original concept idea for Mechagodzilla 2 where it was actually 3 vehicles that combined into one Mechagodzilla, which I do kind of prefer. However, at the same time, I really do like how this looks as well. And yeah, it looks great. So yeah, I love how this thing looks with the Garuda attached to it, but yeah. And if you want to, you know, disassemble Super Mechagodzilla, all you have to do is straighten out the cannons, pull the figure off. On mine, the back piece likes to stick to Garuda, which is a bit of a pain, but it's not the end of the world. So, if I can just, oh, there we go. And then we just need to take this stuff off again, take this piece, plug it back into here, and then take these pieces and plug them back in as well. So just line that up like that. Take the other one, and Garuda, oh, and now Garuda is in his original shape. I just knocked something over, so I do apologize for that. And now for Mechagodzilla 2, just plug his back piece in. And that is pretty much it for the SH MonsterArts Super Mechagodzilla. Should you get this? Yes. I absolutely recommend this figure. On Amazon, this figure is a bit pricey. I had to pay $120, which is a bit much. However, you can get this figure cheaper at other websites like Big Bad Toy Store, so if you really want this figure, then definitely go there. If you don't have a lot of money, then I don't know what else to tell you. But if you do have the money, then definitely pick up this figure, because this figure is, honest to God, one of the, like, I'd say one of my favorite figures in my collection right now, because I actually really love this thing. But yeah. Anyway, definitely get Mechagodzilla 2 if you can, but if you can't, that's fine too. But if you do have the money, then please pick this up, because you will not be disappointed. And hopefully yours isn't as defected as others, but mine turned out perfect. So yeah. Anyway, if you want to know how big Super Mechagodzilla is, here he is next to Dr. Billy Grant. Alright, now that is it for today. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video. Peace, Zach out.